What do you think the importance of church and religion has been in Loudon through your years?
It was always very important to me.
Yeah, I think we all were raised and grew up in church.
Yeah. And there was no option. Sunday, you went to church.
Well, early on, of course it's all changed, but early on, I remember Daddy filling the gas tank up on Saturday night because there was no stations open on Sunday.
Of course not.
You bought your groceries on Saturday because there was no store, no convenience stores.
What was open on Sunday? Nothing.
Nothing you could, if you were sick and needed a prescription filled.
You had to wait.
Well, no,
Or get a hold of
him
somebody
and I,
that might-
or Ernie, you could call them at home and they would come fill that for you, but the store wasn't open.
No.
But all of us, Ham came later, but we all grew up in church.
Well,
And it wasn't an option. You just, Sunday morning you went to church, Sunday night you went to church, Wednesday night you went to church.
And there was a certain amount of trust
certainly.
and honesty among people.
Yeah.
And one little example is that when I was younger and teenager, I worked for Mr. Burt Ratledge, Sr., at the Maples and Ratledge grocery store out there at the red light. And we delivered groceries to the house. And there was a little box that I'd sit on. No, it didn't have a seat at the passenger side, and it had all these little baskets. Well, you'd go up the street, let's just say over to Miss Sharp's, and you just walk in the back door, open the door up, and if they weren't there, you'd put their milk and butter and eggs, perishables, in the refrigerator,
Oh, yeah.
and set their bread and all and just set it out there and just leave.
That's what a delivery
Up to
man.
Aline Richardson's, Miss Edna Jones, Lucy Steele Harrison, all those people up and down the street. You just went in and the doors were not locked.
Yeah.
And somebody asked me, said, well, what do I keep you from going through the rest of the house? I said, we weren't supposed to.
No.
You know, we're told not to.
That wasn't an option.
It wasn't an option. You go in and put your, But I remember many a time, a lot of people worked at the mill. And you just put their groceries, the perishables, you'd put them in the refrigerator for them and leave them their little bill and leave.
I left car keys in there. I know we laughed one time about Mr. Quinn. He parked in front of the store, and so I said, "Sure, the keys in." He said, "Well, Mr. Quinn, you left the motor running." So I was born and raised in Memphis, and I was in a nice neighborhood that we felt like a small town in a neighborhood. It was around a big school, and it had a shopping center, and it had a Lions Club, and it was smaller, but the same thing there in a big Memphis. On Sunday, everything was closed, nothing was on. We ridiculed the Catholic Church. They played football on Sunday afternoon. They did things. But it was this same thing. We didn't go every Sunday night, but the church was, everybody's church was their social community. So it's not just small towns, but small towns are more so this way.
In 1949, Dad bought a house over on Hospital Hill, what was called Mexico. We moved from Cedar Street over there.
What year? 1949.
And all of our neighbors that lived around us, of course, you knew all your neighbors then.
Yeah.
And you were in and out of their house. I mean, you just knew all your neighbors. But I remember us going to Florida in 1949. I was 7, so sometime 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. I remember us going to Florida, and Daddy telling Mr. McDonough, who lived behind us, and Ma Brown, who lived across the street from us, y'all watch the house, we're going to Florida. We didn't lock the back door to the house because I don't even think it had one of them big old skeleton keys, you know what I'm talking about? But I don't think we ever had a key for that door. I don't ever remember that door being locked until Dad remodeled the house and put a new door and a lock in. But you just somebody watch your house for you.
I never locked my doors down there on Mulberry.
Yeah, they take care of your dog. They'll feed your dog for you. They just take care of things.
Yeah, but that was just a real honesty there.
Yeah, there was a trust thing, like you said.
There was a trust, Put the groceries in the house and turn
I carried groceries up to Mr. Greer's house. No one lived there behind or out from the First Baptist Church.
Barksdale.
Barksdale, yeah. Good.
Maggie
Maggie.
would come. They had Maggie in their employ, and she would come buy groceries, and I would carry them up there. Like Joe said, you went into the kitchen and you put whatever perishables that she got, you put them in the refrigerator. The rest of them you set on a little table on the back porch,
Yeah.
and you left the bill there for that. And I never once thought about going any farther. You just didn't. You didn't go any further. Church also was. I think I can speak for all, but it was a central thing for kids.
Sure.
There was always something kids were doing. No matter if you went to the Baptist church or the Methodist or to the Nazarene or the Presbyterian, wherever you went, there was always something for kids, and you moved in that direction. You attended church. That was your social life. You had school, but then you had a church life too. And I think I miss that. I wish we had more of that now, but I understand times change and you move on and you don't get to live in the past.